Basketball fans, and welcome to WNKX Live on YouTube and Facebook. Thank you for tuning in. A trip to the Glass House in Murfreesboro is on the line as the Hickman County Bulldogs are set to take on the Cannon County Lions. We are about to witness two immensely talented basketball teams go head-to-head, and while we can assume this game will be neck and neck, Hickman County has one thing that Cannon County does not: the home floor advantage. This broadcast is presented from within a red-hot J.E. Cisco Memorial Gymnasium at Hickman County High School in Centerville, Tennessee. I'm Josh Copley, and am joined as always by my colleague Cameron Peters. Now, Cam, I mentioned the hometown advantage that the Bulldogs have, and if you want proof as to how much a crowd can impact a postseason game, we can rewind to last year's Substate game that the Bulldogs hosted against Mount Pleasant. They won 53-32, and Mount Pleasant's coach actually came out and said following that game that his guys had never experienced an environment like this, and that's why they started out cold and would eventually be defeated. But this here tonight, it's a new opponent. How will the Cannon County Lions rise up to the moment? How will they manage the bright lights? We know they gave Loretto a run for their money in the Region 5 AA Championship, losing only by 5 to a team that many would call the very best in the state. So, Cam, what will it take for one of these teams to make it to the state tournament?
Josh, in a game that is this high energy, is going to be super high paced. A lot is weighing on this game. It's doing the little things right. It doesn't matter how you slice it up. Whoever wins the rebound battle is probably going to win. Whoever wins the defensive battle, as in turnover battle, is going to win the basketball game. And that goes with pretty much every game in basketball history, but especially in games like this that have that extra weight, have that extra feel, have that extra passion, that extra motivation. It has all these things surrounding it. If you will do the little things first, place a firm foundation in doing everything correct, things will fall in order.
Now, Cam, as I'm looking at these stat sheets of these two teams, pretty evenly matched as far as size goes, as far as the maximum height of both of these teams. For Cannon County, their tallest player is Eli Garrett, listed at 6'5", but also right behind him is number 24, a senior, Antonio Jones, who also stands 6'4", 6'5". So while they do have some height on that team, Cam, they don't have a 6'6" Tyler McKinnon.
Yeah, Josh, and Tyler is a different kind of size. He has muscle, he has weight behind him. The gentlemen from Cannon County are not that filled out. We've not seen anyone except that young man from Camden that could match Tyler McKinnon's size, but then he couldn't match his physicality. So all season long, we have seen Tyler McKinnon play this super important role, and tonight against this opponent, he's going to play an even bigger role, making sure they stay off the boards.
And Cam, as me and you were watching the Bulldogs take their warm-up rounds, I don't think I've seen Elisha Puckett look this locked in before a game.
Yeah, Josh, he takes every game as serious. 100%, 110%, however you want to say he gives full effort, he does so every game, but he knows that it could be over tonight, right? And so this game has that extra motivation, and it's not just Elisha, right? It starts with Elisha. He's our leading scorer. He's the leader of the team, but it goes to every single guy out there on the floor. Will McDonald in pregame, locked in. Dylan Qualls, locked in. There isn't a soul out there on this floor that isn't ready to take on this Cannon County team. And Josh, they look fierce.
Yeah, I agree 100%, Cam. It's been a pleasure to watch these Bulldogs take warm-ups today just because of how you said how dialed in they appear to be on the floor. But only time will tell how they truly can execute. Whenever that tip-off begins and they start playing for real, it's one thing to shoot when no one guarding you, but it's another when you have a very dangerous team on the other end of the floor. And Cam, while tonight's crowd, I'm not sure if it's quite as packed as it was last year against Mount Pleasant, but Cam, it's still pretty full in here inside J.E. Cisco.
Yeah, Josh, it's packed, and I got a thick sweater on, so I'm assuming the sweat's about to come our way.
So we have about 5 minutes to go until tip-off. We appreciate you joining in the live stream. And if you are tuning in from Facebook here tonight, we do encourage you to take a few moments to head over to the WNKX YouTube channel and subscribe and hit that bell so you can be notified anytime WNKX goes live, as we are trying to grow the channel to make it a better viewing experience for all of you watching at home. But your appreciation and your support has not gone unnoticed. We thank you so very much. So Cam, you know, if you're Hickman County, I don't want to say they've had it easy in these tournaments so far, but they've made it look easy. They have steamrolled the majority of the opponents that they've played. Of course, they had some scares against Harpeth in the regional game, but they eventually pulled ahead and took care of the game by 18, almost 20 points. So how do you adjust tonight when you know you're going to have a much taller task in front of you?
Well, Josh, you know, you come in against a team that won the state title last year. This Cannon County team looking to repeat. And when you are playing a opponent that has the history, has shown how good they are, then I think that a team, especially like the Bulldogs, is just going to elevate their play. They're going to take it on as a challenge. I mean, that anytime that you face better competition, if you're a real competitor, if you're a true athlete, if you want to win, that raises your level. You go meet their level. So I think we're going to see, I think we have a chance to see a level of Bulldog basketball that we have yet to unlock because of this competition, right? And all year long, there's been like a game where we've come out super hot in the first half, and then in the third quarter we kind of struggle, and then the fourth quarter we close it out. Or last time we played, the first half was okay, we stayed in it, and the second half we came and blew them out. Like, we've played very few complete basketball games, and tonight it's going to require a complete basketball game from everyone out there on the floor. So I think tonight, like I said, I think that there's another level. I think we're going to see them play a full basketball game to their highest potential.
And Cam, I'm really glad you mentioned that, because I was thinking to myself as I was writing up my pregame notes that I don't think we've seen Hickman County play at their fullest potential yet. I don't think we've seen Hickman County play their best basketball. And Cam, there is no time like tonight for them to unlock that next level, as you were mentioning. I mean, you've told me several times leading up to this game that they are going to face a very disciplined Cannon County team. They are well coached. They have a great IQ and knowledge of the game, which isn't unlike the Hickman County Bulldogs. Hickman County, stellar coaching staff, very smart players, and I think that's what makes this game so must-watch.
Yeah, Josh, you know, Cannon County, if you look at their athletes, right, you mentioned Tyler McKinnon and the size difference, right? They got some guys with some length, but not a lot of guys with a ton of size behind them. Our guys have to know this, though, that this Cannon County team is one that runs off of discipline and understanding of the game. It's already hard enough to play the game of basketball and win. Then you add in that they're intelligent, that they know their offense, that they're a really good team. And Josh, this Cannon County team, we talked about before, they only have one senior. So it's a bunch of guys around a sophomore or junior, two seniors, I apologize, that they've played a long time together. So there's a chemistry level too. And I think that's where this matchup is so intriguing, because we're the same way. We have a ton of juniors and a ton of sophomores. So this is a battle of not only now, but also the future. But I think the seniors are the ones that we're going to look for to shine the brightest.
And Cam, I had the privilege to talk to Cannon County's broadcaster, the legendary Murphy Fair, and he told me that any of these starting five for Cannon County can go for 20 plus on any given day. They are a very offensive-minded team. But Cam, I would argue that Hickman County, as good as they are on offense, as good as Elisha Puckett is, and Will McDonald and Dylan Qualls, you could argue they are just as good, if not better, on the defensive end, which could pay dividends here tonight.
Josh, you took the words right out of my mouth. I 100% think that that's where they will shine tonight. If they want to win this ball game, it's going to be on the boards, and it's going to be playing defense.
So, folks, tip-off here in just a few moments. Cam and I will step away, but we'll be back. Don't go anywhere. We want to thank our regular season sponsors and these playoff sponsors for helping to bring this game to you tonight. Jacob's Custom Autobody, where quality work is no accident. Serving Centerville and surrounding areas since 1980. Allen Potts and Farm Bureau Insurance of Centerville and Pizza Hut of Centerville. Their friendly crew is ready to serve you the perfect game time meal. Thank you everyone for supporting this broadcast from WNKX, your locally owned station. We also want to thank Angela Kistler for her individual support of our broadcast team as well. So they are introducing the starting lineups for both of these teams here in Centerville at J.E. Cisco Memorial Gymnasium. Your starting five for Cannon County: number 3, Eli Pelham; number 5, Eli Garrett; number 11, Miles Alexander; number 23, Lucas Phillips; and number 24, Antonio Jones. I'm looking over to the Hickman County Bulldogs. Their starting five, as per usual: number 1, Dylan Qualls; number 2, Braden Brown; number 4, Will McDonald; number 12, Elisha Puckett; and number 25, Tyler McKinnon. So Cam, if you're Coach Dawson, this has been the starting five that has gotten you to this point, so why change it?
Josh, this is easily one of the best starting lineups in the state. I mean, there's a reason why we're here, right? And it's an exceptional starting lineup, a starting lineup that hits every facet of the game, right? We have size, we have rebounding, we have grit, we have determination, we have shooting from all kinds of different places. So we bring versatility, we bring physicality. It's a special roster, and I love this team, Josh. You gotta love watching them.
And this crowd is loud. It's got the hair on the back of my neck standing up. I'm ready to go. The Cannon County Lions enter in 23-9. Head coached by Jared Nave, assisted by Jordan Davenport, Colin Jones, and Jacob Nave. The Hickman County Bulldogs enter into tonight 24-7, 8-0 in their respective district. They ride a 15-game winning streak. Head coached by Chris Dawson, assisted by Brian Buttrey and DJ Key. So it'll be Jones and Qualls at midcourt to start off our ball game. And Qualls wins the tip. And it'll be Elisha, the superstar of Hickman County, bringing it up the floor, guarded by Jones. Dribbles hard left. Dribbles beyond the arc in the left corner. Gives to McDonald, back to Qualls.
And Josh, we see Cannon County come out in a man-to-man defense, something that Hickman County deals with really well.
And Puckett backing down Jones and goes off the glass for a 2. So a motivated Elisha Puckett getting our game started here tonight.
And Josh, Hickman County coming out in the press. It looks to be the 2-2-1. I'm sure we'll see them in their 2-3 zone, and we do. Yeah, Hickman County in this 2-3 zone, Josh, it is a tough defense to play against.
So as Alexander dishes right to Phillips, back to Alexander. Now left, over to Pelham. Dribbles right, met by McDonald. Bounce pass over left. Pump fakes a 3, now to the corner. Driving off the glass. And Lucas Phillips, the junior of Cannon County, ties it at 2. But Hickman down the floor in a hurry. Puckett, top of the key. Drives in himself, looking for help. Goes across the way to Qualls in the right corner. Now McKinnon in the paint. Misses the shot off the glass. And Cannon County gets the rebound.
Yeah, and I like that look. Tyler McKinnon needs to play a big role tonight on both ends of the court if Hickman County wants to take advantage of this size matchup.
It's given up top to Jones. Jones drives up, gives left. And Brown crashes quickly, so he can't attempt the 3. Now back to Alexander. Now the corner. A 3 attempted. Off the mark, too strong. Picked up by Qualls. The shot was attempted by Eli Pelham. Now Brown gives to Qualls, top of the key. Qualls from 3. Off the mark, no good. Rebounded by Jones.
Josh, I don't mind that shot right there, but it's got to be.
And the layup is good. So Eli Pelham gives the Lions an early lead, 4-2, as 2 minutes have elapsed in this first quarter in this Substate ball game.
And Josh, that's going to be another thing to watch tonight is transition defense. If you remember back to last game, Hickman County struggled in transition defense. They were inefficient and ineffective getting back. So tonight, that's going to be something to watch.
Qualls in the paint, puts it up, rattles in. A tough shot there by Qualls. And Cam, we know Dylan Qualls finishes so well inside for this Hickman County team.
Yeah, Josh, and I love that he made that look early. That's a good sign for things to come. That means he'll be aggressive driving in the rim.
So now it's Alexander. Dribbles back toward the logo. met by the scrappy defender, Braden Brown. Now over, Jones looking for help, finds Alexander back up top. Alexander, crossover, steps left, dishes over to Phillips.
And Josh, Cannon County has tried to run a couple of sets against Hickman County, but they've done a good job protecting the baseline. That's a big thing.
And Phillips lost it, but Jones able to corral it. Gets it to Alexander at the left wing. Now Jones pulls up wide open three. No good. Rebounded by Puckett. Now Puckett drives left. Looking, Qualls out beyond the three-point line. Dishes to McDonald. Pulls up from three. No good. Rattles out.
And Josh, I want to see Will McDonald keep shooting that shot. He's such a needed shooter in this lineup.
And McKinnon, I believe, got a hand on it, and it's tipped to Puckett. Elisha floats it to Tyler. Quickly to Brown in the corner. Now Qualls dribbles and drives. Tries to find McDonald on a cut, but it goes off of a Cannon County player, so the Bulldogs will inbound from the baseline in front of the Lion cheerleaders.
Now, I don't hate that idea to pass there from Dylan, but I would like to see him kind of just take a hop step into a little floater. He shoots that so well.
Now Puckett in the right corner, guarded by Jones. Dribbles in hard, keeps backing him down in the paint, and a walk is called. A little bit of feet shuffling there from Puckett. And Cam, it seems like a little bit of jawing going on early in this ball game.
Hey, you love to see it though, Josh. That's what you want. It's a competitive game. It's a physical game. So if you're not fired up and not willing to jaw a little, don't be out there.
So dribbles right, it's Pelham. Goes back. Alexander from three, off. Picked up by Puckett. Elisha spins through traffic. Hands to Qualls, back to Puckett. Thought about pulling up, and does from the parking lot. Bang!
Absolutely, Elisha Puckett from downtown. Feeling it tonight.
And Cam, one player you probably don't want to jaw to is Elisha because it seems like motivates him. He plays better. And the ball goes out of bounds. Bulldog ball.
Yeah, Josh, he usually wins those battles, and you want to see him stay motivated and winning those.
And Puckett flips it to McDonald, left side of the floor. Will looking for help and finds Brown. Cannon County playing tight defense. Gives out to Puckett, guarded by Jones. Dribbles right. Mid-range, automatic. And if that mid-range shot starts falling early, watch out Cannon County.
Yeah, Josh, and he's got to stay on it. This, like I said, I mentioned this transition defense. It was lacking a little right there. We didn't get right into our press. I'd like to see us make sure we're locked in on defense. That's how the game will slip away.
Jones kicks to the corner, driving as Pelham floats it in the paint. The shot is up by Garrett, won't fall, but a nice putback there by Lucas Phillips.
And Josh, we talked about the rebounding battle. Nobody boxed that young man out, and he came in and got an easy putback. We got to be better on that.
So Brown looking for help, finds Qualls. Now back to Brown. Brown dribbles and drives and hands to McKinnon, who goes back out to Qualls. Qualls drives in hard, steps through, no good. Flying in is McDonald, trying for the putback, too strong off the mark. And now it's the Lions on the offensive, slips it underneath, drives in, and McKinnon just too big. The shot is denied. And now it's the Dogs back on offense under 2 minutes. McDonald in the corner being double teamed. Tried to find McKinnon, but it's taken away by Eli Garrett. Puts Alexander near the logo.
Last time the Bulldogs were on defense, it's a great job by Tyler McKinnon to stay on his feet. He still got the block by staying on his feet. If he leaves his feet there, it probably ends up being a foul. So great job there by that young man.
Jones gives Phillips from the right elbow. Knocks down the tough two. So Cannon County cuts it down to 1 point, 9-8 your score, under 90 seconds to play in the first quarter. In a quarter that has been dominated by Elisha Puckett. Puckett drives right on Jones. Steps through. Has it knocked out of bounds by the Lions. So Cam, a very gutsy decision there by Puckett as Blystad checks in for Brown and number 4 Anderson Lara checks in for number 5 Eli Garrett.
Yeah, but 9 times out of 10, Josh, if you split a defender like that, it's getting called a foul.
McKinnon in the paint, double teamed, puts it up, rattles out. And
Josh,
it'll be Cannon County with the offensive possession.
I want to see Tyler McKinnon to stay aggressive, though. He needs to stay aggressive offensively.
So Alexander, right side, gives over to Jones. They want to drain out some of this clock. Now Jones drives inside the arc, looking for help, has it tipped, and McKinnon comes up with it. Now to Puckett, bounce pass, McDonald steps through, easy two for Will Mack.
And a great job filling all the lanes in transition there. Something that you see high school teams struggle with a lot of times. Hickman County's really good at filling all the lanes on a fast break.
Now Jones, the logo, swings left quickly to Phillips. Phillips dribbles right and looks for help. Alexander from deep knocks down the three. So 10 seconds, tied at 11. Hickman with a chance for one more shot before the quarter ends. Puckett fires a missile to Qualls, steps through, gets it to go off the glass, and time will expire in our first quarter. And at the end of one, your score, Dogs 13, Lions 11. What a quarter. We'll be right back. And welcome back to J.E. Siska Memorial Gymnasium. We are live on YouTube and Facebook tonight from WNKX as per usual. And what a first quarter it was. And it'll be Cannon County starting things off in the second. Gives right, it's Phillips back up top to Pelham. Pelham over to Laura. Fires right elbow, it's Jones. And a walk is called. So Cam, it looks like the Lions were earlier trying to rely on Antonio Jones from that right elbow. His mid-range shot has looked good thus far.
Yeah, Josh, but not only that, but in a 2-3, you want to get the ball into the interior. That breaks down the defense, makes the middleman make a decision instead of being able to just protect the rim. So that's a really good thing when it's Tyler McKinnon, but when we have...
And the pass taken away, driving is Pelham. Qualls gets a hand on it. So Qualls denies the shot. A great hustle play, but they're unable to save it, so it will stay with the Lions. And it'll be Pelham throwing in from the baseline. Looking, floats it, Jones, wide open underneath, and gets it to fall.
And Josh, Hickman County just trying to find their footing defensively right now. They'll have two really good possessions and then one that's kind of
And Puckett tries from three. Bang again! Elisha Puckett. His second three of the ball game. Driving, layup, no good. Elisha picks it up, now down the floor. Driving it hard. Wants to go all the way. The layup no good, but Kylan Seal going to war for the ball. Can't come up with it. That's Cannon County. Alexander drives hard. Layup high off the glass, goes in for the Lions.
And Josh, I mean, these two teams are just one after another after another.
So Puckett drives again. Wanted to pass it over to Blystad, but a foul is called on number 23, Lucas Phillips.
Now, Josh, I will say this. I just saw number 23, Lucas Phillips, who the foul was just on, look at the coach and say, I want Elisha, or I want 12, which is Elisha's number. He looked at the coach and said that. So a young man that wants this matchup, so I'm interested to watch it.
I mean, you have to love the spark that both teams are showing here tonight, Cam. That's what makes this fun and exciting. That's what these fans come here to see. And Puckett inbounds to Blystad. Back to Elisha. Guarded closely by Jones. Seal wants to set a screen but doesn't. Now Qualls drives into the paint, has it knocked away and taken away by the Lions. Driving down is Phillips. Wants to go all the way. The shot off the mark, and Elisha down the floor. Elisha to Qualls. Back to Puckett. Drives in hard. Bounce pass. Blystad has his shot denied by Antonio Jones. And the Lions driving in a hurry. It's Lara. Shot off the mark. Gets his own rebound. And McDonald tries to deny the shot, but too much contact. And that sends Anderson Lara to the line.
Josh, too many times in this game, I have seen Hickman County get out of position defensively where they're not able to rebound like they should. That's something that Coach Dawson, I'm sure, is going to draw attention to at some point, but something they have to clean up, or Cannon County is just going to keep hanging around.
Tyler McKinnon back in the ball game. And Brody Worley has checked in as well. Lara going for his second free throw. No good. Reed McKinnon. So Lara goes 1 for 2 and ties up our game at 16 with under 6 minutes to go in our first half. Puckett driving. A lot of contact. The shot off the mark to the right. I don't believe it would have counted anyway. The official signals it was on the floor. They get number 24, one of the two seniors for Cannon County, Antonio Jones.
And Josh, something that I'm noticing when Cannon County plays defense on Elisha, when he's about to go up to shoot, they're trying to go inside of his arms.
And McDonald, corner three, rattles out. A good look from McDonald, but now it's the Lions with a chance to take the lead in the second quarter. Alexander, guarded by Worley, dribbles in hard. And the shot is denied. A lot of contact. And Cam, if you're the Dogs right there, I mean, I'm not sure Brody Worley necessarily needed to come in there to attempt the block there. I mean, McKinnon had a good position on him.
Yeah, Josh, and it probably would have been a clean block if Brody hadn't have put the hand on the back of him, right? If Brody just goes one hand around his shooting side, he probably gets that block. So I love attacking the shot, but we have to attack it better.
And Tim Puckett in the game for Charlie Blystad. Alexander makes his first free throw. Number 2 is up, and it's on target. So Miles Alexander has been one of the main producers for this Cannon County team so far. Worley hands to Puckett. Now Elisha being guarded by Antonio Jones. Puckett dribbles left, he's picked up. Being double teamed, looking for help, and finds his brother Tim. Now Elisha drives left-handed. Goes inside the arc, mid-range. It's not fair as he knocks down another mid-range shot. And Cam, that was some great defense by the Lions as well, just an even better shot.
Yeah, and Josh, when you practice that shot 500 times a day, it's going to go in.
Jones bounce pass down below to Pelham. Pelham inside, it's Garrett, hands off. Now Pelham drives, off target, rebound, put back, good.
And Josh, Hickman County is just not boxing out. They keep giving up offensive boards, and it keeps punishing them. They have got to commit to getting those guys out of the lane.
And Puckett lost a handle of it, but flies in to secure it. Looks for McDonald, but Alexander gets the takeaway. The left-handed layup is up and in. And a timeout is called by Coach Dawson of the Bulldogs. 4:17 to play in this first half. And Cam, as you said, still a close ball game. And this is with Hickman County not playing 100% on defense either.
Yeah, Josh, they're a little slow communicating. They're a little out of sync. And I don't know where it needs to come from, but somebody needs to step up. Like this 2-3 zone right before the district tournament and during the district tournament was absolutely unstoppable, but everyone was communicating. I think right now the transition is poor and the communication for the wings is bad, right? Cannon County has done a really good job of moving the basketball quickly to the corner. That's the goal, is you either want to get it in the middle or get it to a corner to make the press completely shift. Hickman County has to understand we have to stay at home more so we can box out on the weak side. We're getting killed on the offensive boards.
So it'll be Will McDonald down the left side. Tries to dribble right, now goes back left, guarded by Jones. Will wants to go all the way, gives to McKinnon. His dunk off the mark, but a nice rebound and put back by Brody Worley. So Cam, while it didn't fall there for McKinnon, you love that physical, aggressive drive.
Yeah, Josh, go for it.
And a corner three on target for number 23, Lucas Phillips. The Lions with a 5-point lead over the Dogs. McDonald hands to Elisha. Now to Worley. Steps into a three. High off it and no good. Rebounded by Garrett. Jones to Alexander. Dribbles in. Finds his man Phillips. Pump fakes a three. Drives in mid-range. Falls in for Phillips. So another timeout by Coach Dawson. So a huge run here by Cannon County. Hickman looking to get anything going.
Yeah, Josh. If you're Coach Dawson right there, you call a timeout because you had just, like, I guarantee you, everything that he just said, they didn't do, right? They came down, they put up a really quick three. That's not what you want. You want a good look at the basket to get you some momentum and going. I get it if you're wide open, but play some offense. Make them, because right now, they have only had to play transition offense, Cannon County that is. They are constantly in transition. It is so much harder to play defense in transition. We're being poor. I'm harping on the same thing, but the same thing is the problem. That's why we're getting beat. It's because we're not committing to getting back. And right now, that's beating us in every way that you could think. So if you're Hickman County, play patient offense. If you're Will McDonald or Tim Puckett out there right now, be ready to shoot the three. That's your job right now. Shoot it from beyond, stretch the floor. If you're Tyler McKinnon, fight for every rebound. If you're Dylan Qualls, fight for every rebound. If you're Elisha Puckett, go play your game. Don't forget about the other guys, but go play your game.
So Tim inbounds to Elisha, and it will be Puckett down the floor. The Bulldogs needing some points here. McKinnon, high post, hands McDonald, pulls up from three, buries it.
And that's what we needed to see, Josh.
And Hickman needed that in a big way, driving, gives. Puckett gets a hand on it.
Absolutely not.
And a foul is called on Elisha Puckett.
Josh, I don't love that call right there on Elisha Puckett. He had both hands up, ball came straight down. If there was more body contact, I would have understood it, but not a lot of body contact, and ball don't lie. So, but Hickman County switched into their 1-3-1. This is going to get them a lot more steals, and having Tim Puckett run the baseline instead of Braden Brown is going to be big because you got a little bit more size. But we have to commit to boxing out.
And both free throws missed, so to your point, Cam, the ball, in fact, does not lie, and Puckett will have it. Dogs trail by 4. Puckett, a deep three. Too strong. McDonald tries to get the board, but it goes off his hands, out of bounds, Lion ball.
Jones returns for the Lions. Brown back in.
Antonio Jones back in the game for Cannon County. Braden Brown back in for Tim Puckett. So Cam, I'm interested to see how this Bulldog defense plays it here with a chance to set up.
Yeah, Josh, we need a few stops in a row. We need to string some together. We talked about the thing that will separate us is defense and length. We need that right now.
And Alexander fires it into the paint looking for Eli Garrett, but McDonald intervenes and knocks it out of bounds.
And a great read there by Will McDonald. That's an offense that we ourselves run, so he knew that was coming.
And Antonio Jones floats it over the outstretched hand of Tyler McKinnon. Now Brown dribbles left, drives in, looking for McKinnon, goes up, off the glass and in.
And a great job by Tyler remaining calm, not trying to get in a scrap for the ball, but just grab the ball and take care of it.
Jones up top, goes back over to Alexander. Alexander floats it back to Jones. Jones quickly to the corner. But Brown shuts down the three-point try immediately, looking for help. The fans wanted a walk, don't get one. Now it's Alexander, right wing. And a lot of quick passes here by Cannon County. Now to the corner. Wide open look for Pelham, off the mark, rebounded by Puckett. 1 minute and 15 seconds to play. Elisha, right wing, being guarded closely by Pelham. Dribbles in at the free throw stripe, gives to McDonald. Will now wants to drive. Steps, floats it up, his shot's denied. He got a hand on it and wanted the rebound, but it will be Cannon County possession.
And Josh, I love the drive there from Will McDonald, but if you get doubled, what does that mean? That means someone else's defender left them. I have to find that guy. We got to move the ball.
So it's Alexander, under a minute to play, gives to Phillips, who's been red hot for these Lions in the first half. Out of Jones, back over to Alexander. Met quickly by Qualls. Alexander now looks to drive inside the arc, now dribbles back outside, now pulls up from three. Shot off, but it's the Lions that come up with it. Phillips at the free throw stripe, gives out to Jones, now back to Alexander. So with 30 seconds after all that chaos, the Lions with another chance to run offense. And a wild shot there by Miles Alexander, offline. Now Puckett wants to drive, steps through, floats it off, picked up by Pelham, but taken away by Qualls. Elisha drives again. This mid-range shot is off, but he's fouled and will shoot two.
And Josh, something Hickman County has struggled with as of late is making our free throws. We have to come out and make our free throws right here.
So this is the first time we've seen any Bulldog at the line tonight. And Elisha knocks down the first. So 13 points for Puckett in this first half. Looking to make it 14, and he does. The Dogs within 2. 15 seconds. Cannon County trying to get the final play. And Brown forces the turnover. So 7 seconds. What a scrappy play by Braden Brown. And some substitutions here as number 4, Anderson Lara, comes out for number 5, Eli Garrett. So Hickman with 7 seconds, wanting to get a playoff. It's Puckett down the floor, spins, puts up a shot. Off target, and a foul is called on the Dogs with 1.2 seconds.
And Josh, you knew that play right there was going to be an ISO from Elisha. It's when you are swarmed by 3 defenders, it's so difficult, but you hate that foul right there because it gives Cannon County an opportunity at the line before this half is over.
And more often than not, more likely than not, they probably wouldn't have had a chance to run an offensive play and get a good shot off anyway. So you're pretty much handing them 3 points before the half as Garrett knocks down the first one.
Yeah, you just got to be more disciplined right there. And I understand you want to go get the ball before time expires. You want to try to get some extra points. But also understand if you're boxed out, you're boxed out.
Garrett knocks down 2. McKinnon to Brown. Lets it fly. Off target just a little bit to the left. So that brings our first half to a conclusion. Your score, Hickman 27, Cannon 31, but plenty of ball left to be played. And before we take our intermission here on WNKX, we want to thank our regular season sponsors and these special playoff sponsors for helping to bring this game to you tonight. Jacobs Custom Autobody, where quality work is no accident, serving Centerville and surrounding areas since 1980. Allen Potts and Farm Bureau Insurance of Centerville and Pizza Hut of Centerville. Their friendly crew is ready to serve you the perfect game time meal. Thank you everyone for supporting this broadcast from WNKX, your locally owned radio station. We also want to give a very special thank you to Angela Kistler for her individual support of our broadcast team as well. So a great first half, even better play on tap for you in this second. But we'll be taking a brief break here on WNKX, but we'll be back. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back to WNKX Live on YouTube and Facebook. We appreciate you for tuning in tonight to this electric sub-state matchup between the Cannon County Lions and your Hickman County Bulldogs, with a chance to play in the state tournament on the line. Your score, Hickman trails by 4, 27-31, as we are just over a minute away from resuming with the second half here from Hickman County High School. To look over some stats from the first half, Brody Worley for the Dogs had 2 points. Will McDonald had 5. Dylan Qualls had 4. Elisha Puckett led the team in scoring with 14. And Tyler McKinnon had 2. So, Cam, is there anything that jumps out at you on that stat sheet from these Dogs?
Yeah, Josh, the lack of production outside of Elisha, right? And last game we watched them, it was kind of the same thing. But right now, Will McDonald, his shots aren't falling. He's taking really good looks. His shots aren't falling. For Dylan, I believe, only has 4. Right now, I would love to see Dylan utilize that mid-range and kind of post-hook type shot that he likes. I'd like to see him use that more, right? Those are the most effective shots. And like Tyler McKinnon having 2 points, that should not be a thing. Because if I'm Tyler, you have a good matchup. Get position early. If you know that someone else is going to shoot the ball, get position on the backside so you can get that offensive rebound. But the biggest thing tonight, Josh, is you can't see in the stat sheet, and it is transition defense. If they do not start playing good, like right now they're playing okay transition defense, but Cannon County is a well-coached, good team. So okay will never break it. We have to play good transition defense.
So Hickman will start off with the ball, trying to start off strong. Brown inside, bounce pass. McKinnon has it knocked loose, so an early turnover for the Dogs, and a carryover is called on Cannon County. So a very, very fortunate break there for the Dogs.
Yeah, Josh, Cannon County had numbers. They filled the slots perfect. It was looking like an easy bucket for them, but thankfully the refs used their whistle well.
So Hickman needing to come out strong here in this possession after a turnover on their first of the third quarter. McDonald, bounce pass, McKinnon. Goes back out to Brown. Brown from 3. He got it! Braden,
Yes, sir!
Braden Brown's first bucket of the evening is a big three-pointer. The Dogs now trail by 1. But now, Cam, here is where the Dogs' true test will be. Can they stop this Cannon County offense? Can they stop Alexander and Phillips and Jones?
Josh, we know this defense can be elite, but they have to bury down. They have to bear down and play this elite defense.
And Brown playing tough defense off the hands of Garrett, but he maintains possession and gives back out to Phillips.
Now, out of the half, Hickman County has gone man-to-man, and I love it. They match up well.
Jones with a nice pass underneath, an easy 2 for Eli Garrett.
And Josh, that was just a perfectly played pick and roll there by Cannon County.
So McDonald will run the offense for the Dogs. Will inside the arc. Dribbles back out, gives to Puckett. Thought about pulling up, but doesn't. Now tries on the free throw stripe and knocks it down.
And Josh, you love that look there from Elisha Puckett. That's his sweet spot. Keep going to it.
And while Cannon County brings it up the floor, some first half point totals for Cannon County. Eli Pelham with 2, Anderson Lara with 1, Eli Garrett with 4, Miles Alexander with 9, Lucas Phillips with 9, and Antonio Jones with 6. And Jones gets his first bucket of the second half with a 2-point layup.
Yeah, and a really good job there. He knows Hickman County is trying to jump the passing lanes. Good job with the back cut.
Now Puckett pulls up from 3. We're tied. Elisha Puckett saying, hop in the backpack, boys and girls. Alexander dishes to the corner. Phillips pump fakes the 3, now dribbles inside, now back out. Gives to Alexander. Phillips, guarded by McDonald, gives up top to Garrett. Swings it over to Alexander, who drives in, wants to go all the way, and Puckett says, not in my house. Elisha Puckett, what a block. So it will stay with Cannon County, but my word, that is how you get a crowd back in it. That's Jones up top, hands out. Phillips dribbles in, now back, spins. Looking to dish to Garrett, lost the handle of it, out of bounds, Bulldog ball.
And Josh, I think that's how we start getting momentum as Hickman County is. So we were playing really good defense. We were keeping them. We were going for steals. We were going for blocks. Right there, Braden Brown stayed inside of the guy playing offense, made him dribble outside of his body. It's tougher to control out there. So forcing them to play outside of their body, forcing them to play, without being a firm foundation. Defensively, it's something that NBA guys work on a lot. I've heard a lot of things from NBA guys, watched a lot of podcasts. It's like, if you want to play defense, you have to get into their middle where they have to make all the moves on the outside, which takes more time. So if
Cam,
you can force
I think as well, forcing Cannon County to take that timeout after tying the ball game, resetting the score to 0 will do wonders for the mentality of these Bulldogs going forward. Now they're no longer playing catch-up. They can now set the pace. And a big offensive possession here following the timeout. Puckett, guarded by Jones. Top of the key. Trying to direct traffic. Now Puckett wants to drive all the way in. Lays it up. Does not get a favorable roll. And it'll be rebounded by Cannon County. Down the floor, all the way, lays it up and in, and one.
And Josh, right there's the perfect example. Dylan Qualls has to cut off the sideline. You have got to cut off the sideline. That was completely undisciplined, letting him drive by. You have got to push them toward the middle. The only defender we had going back was Will McDonald.
And Pelham knocks down the end one free throw. So the Dogs trail once again by 3, trying to answer back. McDonald to McKinnon. Back out to Puckett. He thought about pulling up and gives over to Qualls. Qualls now wants to drive. Mid-range floater. Another just not a favorable roll for the Dogs. It's Pelham again driving down the floor. This time hands to Alexander. Up top to Jones.
Josh, Hickman County needs to play solid defense in the interior of their body right now. Too many attempts for steals and blocks.
And Phillips dishes out to Alexander. Dribbles right. Phillips up top to Jones. Jones drives in, right elbow, gives out to Phillips. Hands to Alexander. Guarded by Brown. So Hickman County not giving Cannon a lot of lanes here to work with.
And Josh, this Cannon County offense just patient. As an illegal screen is called on number 5, Eli Garrett.
And Cam, that is what playing that tough defense can do to teams. It forces them to make the mistakes.
Yeah, Josh, but it's a good job by Cannon County playing a long time on offense to make this, to wear down this Bulldog defense.
McDonald fires a bullet to McKinnon, high post, gives to Puckett. Dribbles, gives, Brown, pump fakes, back to Elisha from the parking lot, knocks it down. Elisha Puckett, what a ball game for this young man. As we are all knotted up at 38 with just under 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. Screen set by Garrett, Alexander top of the key. Lost a handle of it. Trying for a crossover, goes around Qualls. Inside the arc, gives out to Phillips. Phillips looking for help, has Garrett open up top. He doesn't pull up, had an open look, but chooses to give it over to Alexander, who drives in. Bounce pass, Garrett has it ripped away by Qualls. And Elisha comes up with the loose ball. Puckett, right wing, guarded by Jones. Puckett wants to drive, mid-range. Dogs lead.
And Josh, Elisha Puckett keeping this Hickman County offense afloat. Right now, we need to play as a blow by there from Cannon County.
And Qualls gets in between the passing lane. Phillips was looking for Alexander, but Qualls swats it out of bounds. So some substitutions here for Cannon County. Anderson Lara back in the game for the Lions. Floats out to Jones. Jones in the paint, steps through mid-range, rattles in.
Josh, that was a tough shot there by that young man. That is not an easy finish over Tyler McKinnon.
Under 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. Puckett gives to Brown up top. Back to Puckett. Now McKinnon, top of the key, floats it to Qualls. Nice snag by Dillon. Spins through off the glass. He's fouled. The shot is off the mark.
Yeah, a good job by Dillon, remaining tall, remaining big right there. That's what you want to see when you have a mismatch like that. Good job to identify and take advantage.
So Qualls at the line, 2 big free throws on the way. We have yet to see Dylan Qualls at the line tonight. The first one off the front of the rim, no good. And it will be Kylan Seal subbing in for Tyler McKinnon. So Qualls, after missing the first, a big second on the way. And this one falls out. So Qualls goes 0 for 2. We're still tied at 40, under 90 seconds to play. Cannon County with the ball.
Josh, right now in a physical game, but not a lot of fouls being called. You have to take advantage of free chances. Alexander
from 3. Short, picked up by Puckett. Elisha down the floor in a hurry. Fires to McDonald, steps up 3. Off. But Braden Brown, a hustle rebound. Tries to pass it to Qualls waiting under the basket, but it goes out on Cannon County, so it stays with the Dogs. A very dangerous pass there by Brown, but Cam, if Qualls were more prepared for that pass, it might have been an easy 2 for Hickman County.
Yeah, Josh, but Hickman County needs to stay in the state of the offense that they're in because it looks good.
Puckett, corner 3. Bang! Elisha Puckett having a generational performance here tonight in this Substate game. Dogs lead by 3, 45 seconds to play. Alexander met by McDonald, gives to Lara. Brown, take away, down the floor, lays it up and in, Braden Brown. And this place has lost
Brown's bread and butter there. His bread and butter's going in, getting his steal, causes some havoc. He has stayed disciplined all game. Great job by him.
Another takeaway for these Dogs. And Cam, it's deafening in here. We have headsets on and I can barely hear you, and you're right next to me. What an environment.
I don't know what you said.
Qualls floats to Puckett, 10 seconds. Puckett off the mark, no good. Rebounded by Phillips. Down the floor, the layup is up and in, and that is huge. Cheatham County still trails by 3, 45-42 your score at the end of the third quarter. So a great third for these Dogs. 1 quarter remains to decide a victor. And folks, while we have this break in the action, we want to thank our regular season sponsors and these playoff sponsors for helping to bring this game to you tonight. Jacobs Custom Autobody, where quality work is no accident, serving Centerville and surrounding areas since 1980. Allen Potts and Farm Bureau Insurance of Centerville and Pizza Hut of Centerville. Their friendly crew is ready to serve you the perfect game time meal. Thank you everyone for supporting this broadcast from WNKX, your locally owned radio station. We also want to thank Angela Kistler for her individual support of our broadcast team as well. And Cam, something you have to love about being here in J.E. Cisco, man, this environment, it's always great whenever we have, of course, Hickman County alumni and teacher Matthew Dotson working the PA for us tonight. He gets fired up like no one else.
Yeah, Josh, we love Dotson. We love watching him get fired up, and everyone else does too. So you got to love the passion.
So we're underway. 8 minutes remain to decide who's going to the Glass House. Alexander wanting to run the offense. A frustrated Alexander there. Now Jones. Of course, here's the methodical Cannon County offense. Jones wants to go all the way. And Jones does get the finish there and one to Antonio Jones with a chance to tie the game.
And Josh, we shouldn't have gotten the position to do that because right there we were trying to jump him to one side. We've seen that this young man can go both ways. He's a versatile offensive player, and we got beat off the dribble. We cannot be getting beat off the dribble right now.
So Cam, it's been Cannon County playing the more defensive, more disciplined game here tonight. They have taken a considerable more amount of free throws than Hickman has. Brown spins, bounce pass to Puckett, reverse layup off the mark. Kylan Seal tries to put back, no good, but he's fouled and will shoot two.
Yeah, I mean, what a job by Kylan Seal. That's something I've been waiting on all game, is a offensive rebound from the middle, right? Most of the time, offensive rebounds come from the opposite side in the middle. Right now, we're not, no one's attacking the rim on the offensive glass.
And Kylan Seal, a clutch first free throw. And Cam, this takes me back when we were on the road against Lewis County late in the game. It was Kylan Seal who made some big free throws to put the game away. I'm looking to see what impact this young man has on the remainder of this ball game as he goes 2 for 2 at the line.
And Josh, that's taking care of free points.
So Cannon looking to answer back. 1 minute has passed, and McDonald takes away the pass. Driving all the way off the glass. Perhaps a little rushed there from Will McDonald, and it's Miles Alexander up the floor. Dribbles around the world, and now gives to Jones. Puckett gets a hand on the pass there. So Cam, I love the initiative there taken by McDonald, but perhaps just a little bit overzealous.
I think he did the right thing. I think you should go up a little more stationary instead of kind of going up as you're moving. Take a little hop step so you're a little more powerful.
So Alexander, top of the key, gives to Jones. Finds Phillips in the corner. Now back to Jones. Drives inside the paint. A nice move there, and we're tied up once again at 47.
That young man's really impressive, Josh. He's really patient on offense and plays. He makes the defense make a decision first, which is really, really awesome to see.
And Jones has 15 points. Definitely leading in production. This Lion team. Puckett goes across the way to McDonald. Now Qualls in the right corner. Qualls drives baseline. Swings to Brown in the corner. Now back to Qualls. Hickman County back up top of the key. It's Elisha wanting to run the offense. Puckett being double teamed. Fires it over to Brown. To Seal. Back to Brown. Now Hickman County slowing down the pace of this game. Similarly to how Cannon County has been doing tonight. McDonald lost the handle of it, and it's Phillips down the floor. Wants to go all the way, and he misses the open look. The ball is tipped around, and Cannon comes up with it. Jones quickly to Phillips over Kylan Seal and gets the two. So Cam, that's something you hate to see there. I mean, Cannon County smoking a wide open shot, and once again, those multiple scoring opportunities have come back to bite the Dogs in this game.
Yeah, Josh, we talked about rebounding. They have got to rebound. The whole team has got to commit to rebounding on the defensive end and limiting offensive possessions. It's going to come down to who does the little things.
So I believe they were cleaning up the floor down there. There was a wet spot. So Puckett throws it in the Qualls. Now back to Elisha. 5.5 to play in this Substate game. Elisha goes left. looking for help, but just takes the shot himself, and much like a car made past the year 2010, he's automatic. Alexander has it knocked into the hands of Brown to McDonald. Coast to coast, Will Mack. His first bucket of the second half. And a timeout is called by Cannon County, and this crowd has come to life in the fourth quarter.
And a great job by Will using his body to protect the basketball. Really good job. We've seen him struggle the past couple of games finishing. Right there, he went more aggressive toward the rim. That helped a lot.
You know, Cam, we've talked to representatives of Cannon County and Hickman County alike, and something we heard from both sides is that it will be a close game. There hasn't been either side really hyping up themselves, but giving credit and respect to their opponent, and we are getting that here tonight. Both teams equally fired up with an equal desire to go to the state, but only one team can.
Yeah, Josh, and you knew going into this game that it would be one that battles, because if you're a Hickman County fan, hearing that Cannon County played Loretta by 5, you know that they're a scrappy team. You know that a team that does a lot of things right, because Loretta is exceptionally talented. But watching these dogs all year long, what separates them is the athleticism and defense. The defense of the dogs has stepped up. They have to continue. You have to continue to play defense, solid defense, disciplined defense.
And Cam, as much as we talk about the players, I think if you're the Hickman County crowd, you need to become that sixth man.
Yeah, Josh, they have an opportunity to be an extra player out there on the floor. They have an opportunity to rattle the guys out there on the floor. They have to, this crowd has to come absolutely alive.
So Cannon County on the offensive following the timeout. Jones, top of the key.
Josh, Hickman County switching to their 1-3-1. Interesting move here by Coach Dawson, but I'm assuming he wants to get a couple of possessions where they see something different.
Jones floats to Alexander inside the arc. Looks for a man inside, knocked away by McDonald and ran down by Qualls. And a foul is called on number 23, Lucas Phillips. And Cam, Qualls was dangerously close to that sideline. That foul definitely helps him out a little bit.
Yeah, Josh, but we can't have a loose ball just dribbling off in the distance like that. We have to go get the basketball.
4.5 to play. The Dogs with a chance to make this a two-possession game. Alexander guarding Brown. Brown dribbles inside, gives to Qualls, doesn't hand off the Puckett, goes to McDonald. Now back up to Puckett. Elisha floats it to McKinnon, but has it tipped away by Jones. And the whistle blows. And they'll get Elisha Puckett on the foul. And that's Elisha's second foul of the game.
That's just like when a quarterback stares down their receiver. You know what pass he's about to throw. He's thrown it 3 or 4 times in the game. Elisha now is going to take note, like, hey, I need to throw a bounce pass right there.
And Phillips thought about pulling up, but hands back to Alexander, who floats it over to Jones. Jones now drives, kicks it. Phillips floats it over to Alexander up top, met quickly by Qualls and McDonald. And they are crowding him in that corner, and that forces the takeaway. Brown to Puckett. And Elisha at the left wing goes. McDonald from 3, buries it! Will Mack, the shot of his life. Dogs lead 54-49. Mid-range, Phillips off target. McKinnon with the board. Elisha down the floor. Knocked loose, but a foul is called on Lucas Phillips. So too much contact there, Cam, with your Hickman County. I mean, you probably took a big sigh of relief there, as that was almost a momentum-swinging turnover.
Yeah, Josh, absolutely. But a great job by the two guys filling the lanes there, Tyler McKinnon and Will McDonald.
So Puckett inbounds to McKinnon. Back to Elisha, mid-range. Rattles out. McKinnon tries for the board, and Puckett comes up with it. Left-handed layup, up and in. The Elisha Puckett takeover is tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Josh, you got to remember there's 3 minutes of basketball left. You have got to play some disciplined defense here.
Alexander steps left, big 3 on the way. He got it, and they needed that in a big way, and a timeout is called.
And Josh, you know this Cannon County team was going to answer. They're not going to go away easily. They're not going to lay down just because the crowd is loud. Hickman County has to continue to prioritize defense. I understand we've had a couple really good possessions, but what got you there? What got you there is your defense. Be smart, play, discipline, grab rebounds.
And while we have a moment, we want to thank our regular season sponsors and these playoff sponsors for helping to bring this game to you tonight. Jacob's Custom Autobody, where quality work is no accident, serving Centerville and surrounding areas since 1980. The Allen Potts and Farm Bureau Insurance of Centerville and Pizza Hut of Centerville. Their friendly crew is ready to serve you the perfect game time meal. Thank you everyone for supporting this broadcast from WNKX, your locally owned radio station. We also want to thank Angela Kistler for her individual support of our broadcast team as well. There's so many moving parts that make this broadcast possible, including you as the viewer here tonight. We are so thankful for your outpouring love and support. It does not go unnoticed. Now, as for me and Cam, we live for moments like this as broadcasters. A 4-point game, under 3 minutes to go, 2 minutes and 50 seconds, a rowdy crowd, and a game that has a whole lot of stakes.
And Josh, undoubtedly, Cannon County is going to come out in some sort of a press. And they did not.
So Cannon County only has one foul left to give before the free throws begin for Hickman. So pressing, while necessary, might be dangerous. Now Puckett fires to the corner to Brown. McDonald now gives back up top to Puckett. Elisha to Brown. Under 2.5 to play. Brown goes left, gives to Qualls. And Hickman's bleeding some of this clock out. Back to Puckett. Elisha looking for help and finds Dylan Qualls. Quickly back up top to Brown. Now to McKinnon, high post, over to Qualls. So Hickman just trying to take care of the ball and play keep away. And Qualls, and a big timeout there called by Elisha Puckett. And Cam, that just shows the on-court IQ of Elisha Puckett.
Yeah, I like that call. You have 3 left, right? Elisha recognized, hey, we got a little frazzled on the plan. There's a little bit of a miscommunication. That's a good disciplined timeout. Typically what you want is, at least if I'm coaching, I want to think about I need at least 2 timeouts, 1 per minute in the last few minutes, right? Go ahead, using that third to make sure you have a good plan going ahead is not at all a bad idea. I like that job. I like that. It was a good job.
So Cam, what I should make known to our viewers, Elisha Puckett has 31 points here tonight. When we were having our pregame meal, Cam, I told you Elisha Puckett would go for 35, and he's about to make a fortune teller out of me.
Yeah, Josh, we just have to stay aggressive offensively. I know we're trying to take care of the basketball, but we have to continue to prioritize getting shots.
So Elisha being double teamed. Now it's just Jones on him, dribbles across midcourt. Puckett to Qualls. Under 2 minutes to play. Qualls is knocked loose, and it's a takeaway. Pelham down the floor, stops his momentum. The shot is up and in. So Cam, that's the danger of not going in, just trying to get points.
Yeah, Josh, you're destined to turn the ball over when you play around with the ball over your head like that.
And another takeaway. Pelham misses the shot, but a foul is called on Elisha Puckett. Under 90 seconds to play, Cannon County will head to the line with a chance to tie it.
And Josh, in situations like this, you have to understand, I have to use my jump stops. I have to be disciplined in taking care of the basketball, right? That was completely undisciplined there. If you're going to pick the ball up and be strong. Don't jump in the air. That is a thing that a lot of young guys make mistakes. Remember, Braden Brown is a sophomore. Those mistakes happen. In situations like these, they can't happen. They cannot happen, right? And like you said, Josh, you have to continue to stay aggressive, stay forward aggressive. When you're working east and west trying to run out clock, eventually they force you to a sideline or to the half-court line, and then you make a turnover like that. You can't allow them to do that. You have to stay forward thinking. You have to get the ball toward the basket at all times. I understand you want to run the clock out, but how do you run the clock out? You run it by pushing the ball toward the basket, giving yourself space. The more you let them get you to half court, the less space that you have to work with.
And we know basketball is a game of momentum. And while Hickman County does still lead by 2, you have to think, Cam, the momentum with the Lions right now.
Yeah, Josh, it absolutely is, but it can be grabbed quickly, right? In a game like this, you're Hickman County, you still have the lead, right? A missed free throw, something, making sure we get the rebound, getting out, and getting a good bucket could lead to easy momentum on our side. So that's just what we need to take care of, something small before the big thing comes.
And Pelham, first free throw is up, short, no good. So at the very least for the Bulldogs, they won't be able to tie it on this free throw. But if you're Hickman County, you have to stay strong underneath and prepare for the rebound. The second free throw is up, but this one falls in. So Hickman County will have a chance to throw it in from the baseline. And it'll be Elisha Puckett taking charge. Elisha around Jones. Gives the corner, Brown drives. McKinnon, no, it's taken away. Phillips down the floor. And a foul again on Elisha Puckett. So Cam, with just over a minute left, Elisha creeping into foul trouble with 4.
Yeah, and that's one of those, Josh. Do you just give them a free one, or do you stay, or do you go for that block like Elisha did?
And the first free throw rattles out for Lucas Phillips. So Cam, at the very least, if they tie it here, maybe that'll force Hickman County to actually try to get some points on the board. Phillips gets the second. So we are tied with over a minute left, and you couldn't ask for anything more. Qualls gets it out to Puckett, lost the handle of it, goes down the left side. Elisha, coast to coast, lays it up and in, and that's huge. That is huge. And Cannon County trying to respond in a hurry. Alexander drives, can't get it over McKinnon. He's too big. Puckett trying to escape and finds Qualls. 45 seconds. Qualls bullet to McKinnon and gets it out to Qualls, and a foul. That's the 4th. And Cam, my word, Elisha, what a drive there to give the Dogs the lead. And now with 40 seconds, that forces more than likely Cannon County to start going into those fouls.
And Josh, completely necessary. You have got to get the ball to the rim.
And it's inbounded to Elisha Puckett, the best man to have with the ball. Now to Brown. Bullets to McKinnon. The corner, it's Qualls. 30 seconds, and Qualls is fouled. And that will be number 5 on Cannon County. So Cam, we saw Qualls earlier when he went to the line, went 0 for 2. But no time like now than to be a hero.
Yeah, Josh, absolutely. Stepping up, free throws are one of the biggest parts of the game. Free points.
And Qualls can't get the first one, so Qualls 0 for 3 tonight on free throws, but this next one still very important, as it means a three-pointer cannot beat you. So can Dillon silence the noise here in J.E. Cisco? Can he quiet the moment? And he doesn't. Rebounded by Cannon County, 30 seconds. Alexander down the right side. Now to Jones. Back to Alexander. And a timeout is called by Cannon County with 20 seconds to play.
Hey, Josh, a really good timeout there by the Cannon County coach. They came down past half court, looked like they had no plan whatsoever. So a good timeout there by that coach to say, guys, let's get a plan before we're down the last 20 seconds of this ball game.
So now, Cam,
go ahead.
I was going to ask, if you're Coach Jared Nave of Cannon County, do you set up a play for a three-point shot, or do you just try to tie it?
If I'm him, Josh, I am looking for a shot inside. But I'm making a play that has 2 options from deep, right? Because if you make a shot from deep, it's when you take a 3 in this situation, it's do or die, right? But when you take a 2, it is to tie the game up. And it either forces Hickman County into making the biggest shot of the season, or it forces overtime, right? So if I'm the coach, I'm trying to draw up something where I'm going to force us into overtime, but I have other options.
I'm heightened to agree with you, Cam. Now, this Hickman County defense has been elite all season. They've looked somewhat shaky tonight, but they have a chance to send themselves to the state tournament in Murfreesboro. The clock ticks, under 20 seconds. Dribbling right, looking for help. Alexander dribbles inside, up top, goes over to Phillips. 5 seconds. Phillips drives the corner from 3. No good! Hickman County is going to the glass house. The Bulldogs are state bound for the second year in a row. How about these dogs, Cam?
Yes, sir, Josh. Absolutely. Stepping up in the biggest moments, playing their hearts out. But an absolutely hard loss there for Cannon County. Cannon County just giving every chance they have. A great play drawn up by that coach. I want to give a shout out. His name, Jared Nave, the coach of Cannon County. What a beautiful play to draw up for the end of that game. You got the shot to win it. That's a great coaching job. Those young men have played their hearts out today. They have nothing to be ashamed of, and they should absolutely be proud of the season they had. Now, as for your Hickman County Bulldogs, I mean, this is a trip to the glass house, baby!
Cam, I know you're usually the one that starts off with peeking the mic and screaming, but I feel like that moment just too much to not get loud and proud. Please, Hickman County Bulldogs, I will need a throat lozenge before the night is over. What a game, what a night, what a crowd, what a team. And Cam, what about Elisha Puckett? What a night. He put the team on his back offensively, and he took them to the promised land. He took them to the glass house.
I mean, Josh, this is one of those performances that I genuinely believe when he is 30, they're going to say, remember the time that you put up 30 in the Substate to get us to the state. That was one of the most magnificent displays of basketball skill and talent I may have ever watched.
And Cam,
I bet he shot 80% from the floor. It was incredible.
And now, Cam, we are going to keep the camera right there on the goal. We're going to stay with you for this live stream. We are going to watch Coach Chris Dawson cut the net down to signify heading into the state tournament, to signify that you have won the biggest sub-state game. Wow. Elisha Puckett, of course, we told you, but just announced to the crowd here, 33 points. Once again, what a night for the undisputed leader of this team.
Sorry, I had the headphone up. Yeah, Josh, absolutely. I mean, and what a way. Josh, we showed up at what? We showed up at, I don't know, 5, before 5, like 4:45. And Elisha Puckett was in here just drilling shots. I bet he put up 200 when we were here. And then we went to Papa Cajo's. And when we got back, he was absolutely drilling shots. So we knew that this young man was going to come in with a performance that was going to just push them to the future.
And it looks like it will be Will McDonald doing some of the honors for Hickman County. And he is fighting that net right now, Cam. And I want to give a huge thank you tonight to our broadcast crew. Our producer, Cooper Tidwell, did a phenomenal job. Our camera person, Briley Tucker, did a fantastic job. These young students have been with us all year. We've had a different group, it seems like almost every game. And they have all excelled. They've done a great job. We are privileged at WNKX to be able to work with such wonderful students, to be able to work with Hickman County High School, to be able to work with Matthew Dodson, who's put together this AV class. So Cam, each player for these Bulldogs getting their own little cut here in the net.
Yeah, Josh, it's a special moment in basketball when you get to cut down the net. It truly means that you achieved honestly greatness at that point, right? And they have made a stride, a push to this state tournament where they will more than likely face Alcoa. It's the winner of Harpeth and Alcoa. Probably Alcoa, no offense to Harpeth, because Alcoa is one of the most talented teams in the state. And but looking forward to that game.
Now, Cam, question. I thought Harpeth was playing Loretto tonight.
That's right. I forgot with the random draw, Josh. Okay, it's a draw.
I believe it was either between Alcoa or Kingston. Those are the two options, I believe, of teams that we're going to play.
Thank you, Josh. Keeping me straight as always. I need that quite a bit. I get fired up a little bit. But this Hickman County team is talented enough to beat anybody, anywhere, anytime. And what a performance.
What a night, what a year, Cam. I mean, to be able to broadcast these games, it has been absolutely fantastic. It has been one of the biggest rides of my life. But the job's not done yet. By the skin of their teeth, the Bulldogs will have a big matchup in the state tournament beginning next week. And we will keep you posted more on specific dates, times, and teams as we get closer to the game. So I don't want to give too many assumptions and mislead any of you listening in here tonight.
Now, I want to make one last note to this ball game. I don't know who the refs were. I doubt they'll come back and listen to this. I thought that was the most wonderfully officiated game we have watched all year. Shout out to those refs for just putting on a master class of a refereeing job.
And Cam, I believe the referees, I mean, they never get the credit they deserve. Whenever you talk about referees, they always get the criticism, never the praise. But I think you hit the nail on the head. They deserve it here tonight. A great performance by these officials here, because whenever you're on a floor, a hostile crowd, a lot of hometown fans, and even props to Cannon County for packing their side as well. I mean, no matter what call you make, someone is leaving upset. But to your point, Cam, a great job by those men here tonight. So, folks, we will leave the cameras running for you so you can watch this net being cut down one by one. But for Cameron Peters, I've been Josh Copley. And for WNKX, we bid you adieu, goodbye, and good night. We will see you in the Glass House.